Welcome back to English Vision, the podcast. Today, we're diving into something super exciting, personalities, and how understanding them can help you learn English faster. Robert, do you remember the first time you realized people's personalities could affect the way they learn?
Oh, absolutely. I was teaching a group once, and I noticed that some students soaked up new words immediately, while others needed repetition, examples, and even a bit of storytelling.
Exactly. And that's because we all have different personalities and learning styles, even in language learning.
So today, we're going to break it down and make it fun, motivating, and practical for our listeners. And hey, if you're listening, we want you to repeat after us sometimes, okay? Let's make this interactive.
Yes. So first, let's talk about extroverts. Extroverts are usually super social, love talking, and enjoy learning by interaction. For example, an extrovert might join a conversation group or speak out loud while practicing new vocabulary.
Right, Emma. And the cool thing is, if you're an extrovert listening to this, you can actually use your energy to your advantage. Say a new phrase out loud 10 times. Use it in a short dialogue with a friend, or even record yourself.
And don't forget, extroverts, you can also repeat after me. I will speak English confidently every day.
That's perfect. Now, what about introverts? They might feel shy speaking at first, and that's totally okay. Introverts often learn better through reading, writing, or listening.
Exactly. If you're an introvert, you can create little exercises for yourself. For instance, write a short diary entry in English every day, or practice speaking quietly to yourself in front of a mirror.
And here's a tip, introverts. Don't underestimate the power of listening. Listening to podcasts like this, watching English shows, or even audiobooks can really help you absorb the language naturally.
You got it, Robert. And now let's do a mini exercise. Everyone listening, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, repeat after us. I am learning English every single day, and I love it.
Beautiful. Okay, moving on, there's another personality type that's super interesting, the adventurous learners. These are people who love challenges, trying new things, and sometimes even learning by making mistakes.
Oh, I love this one. If you're adventurous, don't be afraid to experiment with English. Speak with new people, try new words, and even make funny sentences. Mistakes are your secret teachers.
And listeners, repeat after me. I embrace mistakes because they help me grow.
That's right. And we're just getting started. There are so many personality types and learning strategies we can explore, and each one has super practical tips to learn English faster.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about people who are very detail-oriented. These learners notice grammar, pronunciation, and small differences in words, which can actually be a huge advantage.
Exactly, Robert. And listeners, if you're detail-oriented, you can use charts, lists, or even flashcards to master new vocabulary and grammar. It's all about using your natural strengths.
Speaking of natural strengths, there are also creative learners. These are the ones who love making connections, telling stories, and using imagination when learning English.
Oh, yes. Creative learners, you can try making your own mini stories with new words or even drawing little comics to remember expressions.
And here's a quick trick. Whenever you learn a new word, try to place it in a fun story in your mind. It sticks much better than just memorizing it.
Exactly. Let's do a tiny example. I'll say a word, adventure, and Robert, you create a one-line story with it.
Okay, here goes. Yesterday, I had an adventure in the park, and I learned 3 new English words.
Perfect. And listeners, you can try it too. Repeat after us. I create stories in English every day.
Now, there are also analytical learners. These are people who love structure, rules, and logical steps. They often excel at grammar and sentence construction.
Analytical learners, if you're listening, this one's for you. Break down sentences into smaller parts, look at the grammar patterns, and practice them one by one.
And to make it fun, try turning grammar into little games. For example, create your own grammar challenge every day and reward yourself when you succeed.
That's such a good tip. All right, now let's talk about people who are highly social but sometimes shy to speak in English. You know, they love interaction but fear mistakes.
Yes, that's a very common type. The key here is small, consistent practice. Start with short sentences, repeat after podcasts or videos, and gradually build confidence.
And listeners, let's do a quick repeat exercise. I speak English confidently, one step at a time.
Awesome. Now, another personality type is the curious explorer. These learners are constantly asking questions, wondering why words are used a certain way, and love digging deep into language nuances.
That's so much fun. Curious explorers, when you learn a new word or phrase, ask yourself, where does it come from? How is it used in real life? You'll understand English more naturally.
And the beauty is, curiosity keeps learning exciting. The more questions you ask, the more your brain remembers.
Absolutely. Okay, here's a fun mini dialogue exercise for our curious explorers. I'll ask a question, and you try to answer aloud.
Ready. Emma, why do you think people say break a leg instead of good luck?
Great question, Robert. It comes from old theater superstitions where saying good luck was believed to bring bad luck. And curious explorers, you can find many phrases with interesting stories like this.
Yes. Repeat after us. I explore English every day with curiosity.
Now, let's talk about people who are routine-oriented learners. They love consistency, schedules, and repetition.
If that's you, listeners, you can set a daily English routine. 10 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of speaking, and 5 minutes of reviewing vocabulary.
And don't forget, small daily steps make a huge difference over time.
Exactly. You might not notice it day by day, but in a month, you'll see amazing progress.
And for our routine lovers, repeat after us. I improve my English every day, one step at a time.
Now, moving on to learners who are very intuitive. They pick up patterns naturally, sometimes without formal study.
Intuitive learners, you can really benefit from immersion. Watch shows, listen to music, and try to guess meanings from context.
And when you guess correctly, your brain reinforces the learning naturally. It's like English becomes part of your thinking.
Absolutely. Repeat after us. I trust my intuition to learn English naturally.
Another interesting type is the reflective learner. These learners like to think deeply about what they've learned before using it.
Exactly. Reflective learners, you can take notes, review them at the end of the day, and even explain new words or grammar rules to yourself.
That's a great point, Emma. Teaching yourself, even silently, helps cement knowledge in your brain.
And for our listeners, repeat after us. I reflect on what I learned to become stronger in English.
Now, we can't forget about competitive learners. These people love challenges, scoring points, and beating their own records.
Competitive learners gamify your English practice. Use apps, quizzes, or even friendly competitions with friends to motivate yourself.
And every time you win or achieve a goal, you're reinforcing your learning in a fun way.
Repeat after us. I challenge myself and celebrate my English progress.
Then we have learners who are extremely visual. They remember pictures, diagrams, or color-coded notes better than plain text.
Visual learners use flashcards with images, mind maps, or color-coded vocabulary lists. It makes everything much easier to remember.
And for extra fun, you can even draw little cartoons representing phrases or words. Your brain will love it.
Repeat after us. I learn English with colors and pictures.
Another group is auditory learners. They grasp language best through listening and repeating.
If that's you, immerse yourself in songs, podcasts, and audiobooks. Speak along, mimic pronunciation, and try to feel the rhythm of English.
Yes, and auditory learners repeat after us. I listen carefully and speak confidently in English.
Then we have kinesthetic learners who learn best by moving and doing. For example, acting out a story or walking while repeating sentences can help.
Absolutely. Physical movement links memory to action, which strengthens language retention.
Kinesthetic learners repeat after us. I move, I act, I learn English actively.
Now let's talk about adaptable learners. They can switch strategies easily depending on the situation.
That's a powerful skill. Adaptable learners can combine reading, listening, speaking, and writing seamlessly.
And the tip here is to experiment with different techniques each day and see which works best for you.
Repeat after us. I adapt and grow stronger in English every day.
Then there are persistent learners. They never give up, even when it's challenging or slow at first.
Persistence is key for everyone learning English. Even 5 minutes a day consistently beats hours of irregular study.
Persistent learners repeat after us. I keep going and never give up on my English journey.
Now let's talk about social connectors. These learners thrive when interacting with others and learning together.
Social connectors join conversation clubs, online groups, or even language exchanges. Interaction accelerates your learning more than solo study sometimes.
Repeat after us. I connect with others and grow my English skills.
And finally, we have intuitive communicators. They pick up the flow of conversations naturally and can respond quickly even if they don't know every word.
Intuitive communicators practice real-life dialogues, improvise, and don't worry about mistakes. That's how fluency develops. Repeat after us. I connect confidently and learn from every conversation. Now that we've explored so many personality types, it's time to see how you can combine your strengths. For example, if you're both creative and visual, you can make illustrated stories with new vocabulary.
For example, if you're analytical and persistent, you can set a structured study plan and stick to it every day. Small, consistent steps can create massive results over time.
Absolutely. And listeners, one of the most powerful strategies is mixing listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This way, no matter your personality type, you're engaging multiple parts of your brain.
For instance, after listening to a podcast, try summarizing it in your own words. Write a short paragraph, say it out loud, and maybe even create a mini dialogue with a friend.
And if you're adventurous, make that summary into a funny story or a little skit. The key is to make learning exciting, not boring.
Another tip is using real-life situations. Go to a cafe and try ordering in English, or write a short shopping list in English. Every small step counts.
And here's a fun exercise for everyone. Pick a new word today and try to use it 3 different ways before the end of the day. Say it, write it, and use it in a sentence.
That's brilliant. And don't worry about mistakes. They're proof that you're learning. Mistakes are actually your superpower.
Exactly. Now let's talk about motivation. Every personality type has days when learning feels tough, and that's normal.
On those days, remind yourself why you started. Repeat after us. I am capable, I am improving, and I love learning English.
And you can make learning a game. For example, set a timer for 5 minutes and see how many words or phrases you can remember. Compete with yourself and celebrate every little victory.
Another great technique is immersing yourself in English media. Listen to songs, watch movies, and even try to mimic actors' pronunciation and expressions.
That's so effective because it combines listening, speaking, and emotional connection. Your brain remembers better when it's fun and engaging.
And here's a mini challenge for our listeners. This week, pick a short English song, learn the lyrics, and try singing along. Repeat after us. I enjoy learning English through music.
Yes. Another tip is setting realistic goals. Don't aim to be fluent overnight. Even small progress each day leads to big results over months.
And combining your personality strengths makes it easier. Extroverts can talk more, introverts can write more, adventurous learners can try new phrases.
Listeners, try mixing methods. Maybe read a short story, act it out, and then explain it in your own words. The repetition in different forms makes learning stick.
And don't forget to track progress.
Write down new words, phrases, and sentences you use each day. Looking back, you'll be amazed at how far you've come.
Exactly. And every time you reach a small milestone, reward yourself. Learning English can be fun, exciting, and motivating when you celebrate every success.
One last tip for today. Practice speaking daily, even if it's just one sentence. Your confidence grows faster than you think.
Repeat after us. I speak English every day with confidence and joy.
Another powerful strategy is using storytelling in everyday life. Create little stories around your day, even if it's just what you had for breakfast or a walk in the park.
Absolutely. Storytelling helps you practice past tense, new vocabulary, and sentence structure all at once. And the more imaginative, the better.
And listeners, don't hesitate to act out dialogues with friends or even by yourself. Pretend you're in a cafe, a shop, or at the airport.
Exactly. You can even record yourself and listen back. It's amazing for improving pronunciation and fluency.
Another tip is to focus on chunks of language instead of single words. Phrases like, "How are you doing today?" or "I'm looking forward to it," are more natural to use than isolated words.
And to practice, make many dialogues using these chunks. Repeat them, mix them with other phrases, and your speaking will sound much more natural.
Listeners, repeat after us. I use phrases naturally and confidently in English.
Now, one challenge many learners face is remembering new vocabulary. One great trick is to connect words with emotions or images.
For example, if you learn the word excited, think of a moment when you felt really excited. The memory connection makes the word stick.
And another method is grouping words by theme. Words about food, travel, emotions, or hobbies are easier to remember together than randomly.
Here's a fun exercise. Pick a theme today, like travel, and try to list 10 related words. Then use each word in a short sentence.
Listeners, repeat after us. I remember words by connecting them to real life and themes.
Now, pronunciation is another area where learners often feel stuck. The key is listening carefully and mimicking sounds, stress, and intonation.
Exactly. Try shadowing, a technique where you listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, copying the rhythm and pronunciation.
And don't worry if it feels tricky at first. Even small improvements daily make a huge difference over time.
Another tip is to break words into syllables and practice them slowly, then gradually speed up until it sounds natural.
And for fun, try tongue twisters. They improve pronunciation, rhythm, and speaking confidence.
Listeners, repeat after us. I pronounce English clearly and confidently every day.
Now, another secret weapon is shadow reading. Read a paragraph aloud while listening to the same text being spoken. It combines reading, listening, and speaking simultaneously.
And don't forget to exaggerate intonation and expression. It makes speaking lively and easier to remember.
One more tip is thinking in English instead of translating from your native language. Try describing your surroundings in English as you go about your day.
And you can start small, one sentence at a time. Repeat after us. I think in English naturally and confidently.
Mixing all these techniques, storytelling, phrases, vocabulary connections, pronunciation, and thinking in English, makes learning much faster and enjoyable.
Exactly. The more you practice in fun, natural ways, the less like study it feels, and the more English becomes part of your life.
And remember, every personality type has strengths. Use them creatively and consistently, and you'll see amazing progress.
Now, one of the most exciting ways to boost your English is through role-playing. Pretend you're in different situations, ordering food, booking a hotel, or even giving a presentation.
Role-playing helps you practice real-life conversations and builds confidence fast. And don't worry about mistakes. They make learning authentic.
Listeners, repeat after us. I practice English in real-life situations confidently.
Another advanced technique is creating your own mini podcast or video journal. Speak about your day, thoughts, or a story. Recording yourself helps with fluency, pronunciation, and self-correction.
And the best part? You can listen back and notice patterns or new phrases you want to improve. It's like having a personal teacher anytime you want.
Another tip is shadowing natural English speakers, not just reading text, but mimicking podcasts, YouTube videos, or movies. Copy the rhythm, stress, and emotions.
And you can make it fun by picking your favorite actor or singer. Try speaking or singing along.
Listeners, repeat after us. I copy natural English speech to speak fluently and confidently.
Now, one powerful habit is asking questions in English daily. Instead of saying, I don't understand, try asking, can you explain this in English? It boosts both comprehension and speaking skills.
Exactly. And asking questions makes learning interactive and memorable.
Another tip is using English in your thoughts. Describe what you see, hear, or feel in English silently or aloud. It trains your brain to think in English naturally.
And combining this with writing short notes or diary entries strengthens memory even more.
Repeat after us. I think, speak, and write in English every day.
For advanced learners, storytelling combined with acting is next level. Create dialogues, act them out, and even record small videos. Your English becomes expressive and natural.
And listeners, you'll notice your confidence skyrockets when you speak in front of yourself or others.
Another effective tip is learning collocations, words that naturally go together. For example, we say make a decision, not do a decision.
Right. Collocations make your English sound natural and fluent. Try to notice them in podcasts, books, and conversations.
Repeat after us. I learn natural word combinations to speak fluently.
Finally, let's talk about mindset. Confidence, consistency, and curiosity are your best friends in learning English.
Believe in yourself, use your personality strengths, and practice every day. Mistakes are proof you're improving, and every small step counts.
Listeners, repeat after us one last time. I am confident, curious, and consistent in learning English.
Remember, learning English is a journey, and every personality type can succeed with the right strategies.
That's right. Keep practicing, have fun, and make English part of your daily life.
Thank you for joining us on English Vision, the podcast. We hope you feel motivated and ready to use all these techniques to improve your English quickly.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and keep listening, repeating, and practicing every day.
See you in the next episode.
Subscribe and bye.